The date is April 1st, 1990. The expansive SkyDome in Toronto is charged with anticipation as Rick Martel makes his entrance for WrestleMania 6. His opponent, the flamboyant Koko B Ware, awaits in the ring, but Martel's presence commands attention. His physique is impeccable, his movements precise, and his signature Arrogance cologne permeates the atmosphere. Within minutes, Martel secures victory with his devastating Boston Crab, a testament to his technical prowess. This moment, while not the main event, exemplified everything that made Rick Martel an integral part of wrestling's golden age: sophistication, skill, and an innate ability to elevate any match he participated in. Yet today, more than 3 decades later, Rick Martel's name remains conspicuously absent from the WWE Hall of Fame. The omission is particularly striking given his contributions to professional wrestling's most transformative era. His journey from Quebec City to worldwide recognition represents one of wrestling's most compelling narratives, marked by triumph, innovation, and ultimately, a complex relationship with the industry's most powerful figure. Born Richard Vigneault on March 18, 1956 in Quebec City, wrestling coursed through his veins from an early age. In the crucible of a wrestling dynasty, Rick Martel's destiny manifested at the tender age of 17 when his brother Michel, himself an established performer in the squared circle, recognized his sibling's prodigious amateur wrestling acumen and thrust him into professional competition as an emergency replacement, a fortuitous baptism by fire that would illuminate Martel's natural predisposition for the craft. Rick Martel's early wrestling career spanned the globe, with championship victories in Canada, New Zealand, Japan, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico. In the United States, his rise began in 1979 with NWA's Pacific Northwest Wrestling, where he became a top star, later showcasing his creative prowess as a booker in Hawaii, shaping compelling matches and storylines. Martel debuted in the World Wrestling Federation in 1980, quickly finding success alongside Tony Garea as they captured the Tag Team Championship twice, defeating the Wild Samoans and later the Moondogs. Though their reigns ended by 1981 and subsequent attempts to reclaim the titles fell short, Martel's partnership with Garea solidified his early prominence before his departure in 1982 when he signed with the American Wrestling Association. 2 years later, Martel captured the World Heavyweight Championship by defeating Jumbo Tsuruta, holding the title for nearly 19 months. During his historic run, he battled legends like Ric Flair and Nick Bockwinkel, showcasing his dynamic style before losing the belt to Stan Hansen in late 1985. The next year, in 1986, Martel returned to the federation and formed the Can-Am Connection with Tom Zenk, a tag team born out of Martel's Montreal-based Lutte Internationale promotion. Their dynamic energy and charisma quickly endeared them to fans, positioning them as strong contenders for the Tag Team Championship. At WrestleMania 3, in front of a record-setting crowd of over 93,000 fans at the Pontiac Silverdome, they secured a memorable victory against Cowboy Bob Orton and the Magnificent Muraco. Then, at the height of the Can-Am Connection's feud with the Islanders, Tom Zenk's departure was woven into the storyline, with the Islanders mocking him as a quitter who abandoned Martel. Martel soon joined forces with Tito Santana, forming the electrifying Strike Force. Together they captured the tag team titles from the Hart Foundation and held them for 5 months, battling teams like the Islanders and Demolition, before losing at WrestleMania 4 under controversial circumstances involving Mr. Fuji's cane. After suffering storyline injuries at the hands of Demolition, Martel took time off to care for his ailing wife, returning in 1989 to briefly reform Strikeforce with Santana. However, their partnership imploded at WrestleMania 5, when an enraged Martel, after being accidentally struck by Santana, walked out mid-match. The dissolution of Strikeforce marked Martel's most significant character evolution. His turn against Santana wasn't merely a heel turn, it was a complete reinvention. The model Rick Martel became one of wrestling's most uniquely sophisticated villains. Armed with his Arrogance cologne and an attitude that perfectly straddled the line between narcissistic and dangerous, Martel created a character that stood out in an era of larger-than-life personalities. His new identity debuted on the grand stage at WrestleMania 6, as mentioned earlier, where he defeated Koko B Ware with his signature Boston Crab. As the model, Rick Martel's most memorable feud came against Jake the Snake Roberts, ignited when he blinded Roberts with his Arrogance cologne on the Brother Love show. Leading the Visionaries to a victory against Roberts' team at Survivor Series, Martel advanced to the grand finale, but was eliminated himself after confrontations with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. He further dominated Roberts in the 1991 Royal Rumble, setting a record by lasting 53 minutes before being ousted by the British Bulldog. However, Roberts exacted revenge at WrestleMania 7, defeating Martel in a blindfold match. In early 1992, Rick Martel feuded with Tatanka, culminating in a loss at WrestleMania 8, while also challenging Bret Hart for the Intercontinental Championship at UK Rampage without success. That summer, he entered a memorable rivalry with Shawn Michaels, both vying for sensational Sherry's attention. During their clash at SummerSlam, held before a record-breaking 79,000 fans at Wembley Stadium, Michaels and Martel agreed to a pre-match stipulation forbidding strikes to the face. Though their rivalry quickly escalated, both men displayed technical mastery but were more focused on earning sensational Sherry's approval at ringside, leading to theatrical antics such as exposing each other's wrestling tights during pin attempts. The stipulation broke down as they exchanged slaps, prompting Sherry to feign a dramatic feint, sparking a comedic tug-of-war over who would carry her backstage. The match ended in a double countout, with Martel dousing Sherry with water to revive her, only for chaos to ensue as Michaels chased Martel away, leaving an enraged and humiliated Sherry screaming in frustration. Martel then reignited his feud with Tatanka by brazenly stealing his sacred eagle feathers, incorporating them into his wardrobe. The rivalry culminated at Survivor Series, where Tatanka defeated Martel once more, reclaiming the cherished feathers. In 1993, Rick Martel transitioned to the lower card, appearing sporadically on shows like All-American Wrestling and Wrestling Challenge. However, he briefly returned to prominence by co-winning a Battle Royal on Monday Night Raw to compete for the vacant Intercontinental Championship, ultimately losing to Razor Ramon. Martel's feuds included a comedic clash with Bastion Booger, where he resorted to spraying Booger with his Arrogance cologne. He also participated in the 1993 Survivor Series and the 1994 Royal Rumble. Though scheduled for a 10-man tag team match at WrestleMania 10, the match was cut for time and later aired on Raw, marking Martel's final in-ring Federation appearance. It was around this time that tensions between Martel and Federation management, particularly Vince McMahon, began to surface. The exact nature of these disagreements remains somewhat shrouded in mystery, but industry insiders have long suggested that compensation disputes played a significant role. Martel spent the next 3 years performing in smaller promotions before debuting for World Championship Wrestling in 1998. While this certainly was not unprecedented during the Monday Night Wars, the move apparently left a bitter taste in McMahon's mouth. Within WCW, Martel quickly entered a feud with Booker T for the World Television Championship. Though he captured the title, his in-ring comeback was abruptly halted at Super Brawl 8 when a botched landing caused severe knee injuries, effectively ending his wrestling career. The alleged animosity from Vince McMahon may very well explain Martel's curious absence from the WWE Hall of Fame. Despite a career that spanned multiple decades and included championships and memorable moments, Martel's name has never been called during the annual induction ceremony. The situation bears striking similarities to other performers who found themselves at odds with McMahon, suggesting that business disputes can overshadow in-ring achievements in the politics of professional wrestling. But make no mistake, Martel's matches were characterized by an attention to detail that set them apart. The way he would sell an opponent's offense, his precise application of holds, and his ability to pace a match to maximize dramatic impact. Every movement served a purpose, every gesture advanced the story, and every exchange built toward a satisfying conclusion. As we reflect on Martel's contributions to professional wrestling, particularly his Federation tenure, the absence of formal recognition becomes increasingly perplexing. His technical excellence influenced a generation of performers. His character work demonstrated the effectiveness of nuanced presentation, and his professionalism set a standard for others to follow. The story of Rick Martel is, in many ways, a microcosm of professional wrestling's complex relationship with its own history. His career reminds us that excellence in the ring, while crucial, is sometimes overshadowed by behind-the-scenes politics. Yet for those who witnessed his performances, who studied his technique, or who simply appreciated the sophistication he brought to professional wrestling, Rick Martel's place in wrestling history is secure, Hall of Fame induction or not. Thank you for watching.